Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I think the quest for President Ruto to retain power in 2027 must have some limitations. And of course, it should not extend to eroding the principles that hold this country together. I have seen today the former Meru governor Kiraitu Murungi has threatened to ditch William Ruto to lead a mass exodus of the Meru community from William Ruto-led administration, complaining of isolation. And he has started asking a very critical question: where is Mount Kenya East in the wave of the new appointments that were done recently? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to the voice of Kiraitu Murungi asking and telling William Ruto that they will walk out of Kenya Kwanza administration. Before get into that, I want to remind you about this urgent appeal we are running. We are helping Charles here, who was admitted in Radiant Hospital after he collapsed at home, was rushed to Radiant, but then confirmed to be having meningitis and other underlying condition. So the bill ballooned to 290,000, but that cannot be easily settled. So what we are requesting Team Bold on behalf of Charles is to help offset half of that bill, 150,000, and then get an ambulance at a cost of around 35,000, so that he can be transferred from that hospital back home where there is a brother who can take care of him. Because here in Nairobi, Charles do not have a support system. And to this level, I want to say thank you. 2 days of running this appeal, we've managed to get 100,700 and of course, since I started this appeal on Friday, on Thursday night, and I want to say thank you, because since I started this appeal on Thursday night, we've managed to gather 104,650. So of course, if you calculate, the deficit we have is around 96,000. Kidogo kidogo ujaza kibaba. 100 bob challenge, the 50 bob, the 20 bob. We've always come through for people, and I believe on Charles' case, we can come together and pull through so that on Monday, this will be an accomplished mission. Asanteni sana for those who are saying, Kevin, you're going to send. Asanteni sana. Iyo umepata 10, 50, and whatever you get, what nasema, kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. And I believe that it can be done.
Na nilikuwa naomba usaidizi, nisaidiwe. Hospitali hii mahali niko nishatibiwa, kweli wameshanitibu. Sasa pesa imepanda 290. Sasa wanataka kusimamisha matibabu. Sasa naomba kama inawezekana, kama inaweza badilishwa, ni badilishwe, kwa sababu hakuna matibabu inaendelea. Ndio.
Our problem is just this. How come Meru has disappeared from the national map of Kenya? How come Meru has disappeared from the political map of Kenya? We are number 5, actually number 4, in providing the multitude of votes for any government. Our people are not happy. They are saying even if no minister was appointed, even an ambassador, how come even no ambassador has been appointed in this group? We are saying the Meru people are tired from being taken for granted. Meru people do not to be political nomads anymore. Meru people want to be treated equally with other people with the other ethnic blocks, because we have a right to be in this country just like the Kikuyus have a right. We have a right to be in this country just like the Luos have a right, and we have a right to be in this country just like Kalenjins, have also a right to be there. So we are not asking to be favored more than the others, but what we are against is being discriminated against. We have all voted correctly. Our people actually surprised that President Ruto seems to have forgotten them so quickly. So, I reminded about the old story, which we have always complained about the cat and dog politics in Meru. When you want to hunt, you look for a dog, get into the forest with it, you kill an animal together, but once the animal is killed, the dog is chased away. And even after the meat has been served and eaten by others, the dog is chased away with the bones, and the soft meat is given to a cat, which has not been hunting. So the Meru people are asking for their right. We are tired of this politics. In the last regime, we are complaining about Mau roads. Merus and Mau, they never got any roads here. There are no Mau roads. This time round, they were trying to correct that, but we find ourselves in the same ditch. That it's like our car is parked by the roadside, and then we see other cars just passing by the road. We have said time has come for Meru to walk in the middle of the road. Time has come for Meru to be in the map like other communities in the country. Time has come for us to chart our own destiny as a community. We are giving President Ruto some benefit of doubt. We want to look at this situation. We want to analyze the underlying causes. We want to see the threats through Christmas and New Year. Next year, we are going to have a mega meeting of all the Meru leaders, of all from the church, from politics, from farmers, from teachers, and we ask ourselves, what is the curse of Meru? And then we address that curse. And it's very simple to say, the final decision, the final political decision of Meru people will be made after all these holidays next year, and after we have seen how we are being treated by the High Court.
Listen to Kiraitu Murungi. Kiraitu Murungi has triggered a conversation in this country that I don't know whether President foresaw it. There is different theories that have been explained by different political commentaries on why there was en mass injection of Mount Kenya fellows in Kenya Kwanza administration. Many have looked at it, and there are those who think that the injection, actually the appointment, is because Ruto had initially only gotten people that are not understanding or incompetent fellows, and the fellows they're bringing are now the competent faces that will ensure or that will support him to achieve the big goal. But however, others have looked at it and have said that it is part of pacifying the ground. After the Rigathi Gachagua impeachment, of course, things have not been rosy. Rigathi Gachagua impeachment have affected Mount Kenya because of his waning popularity, and on the other end, it has also emboldened and gave the ODM wing a lot of entitlement because they believe that they helped Ruto to isolate the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. But now at all this, one of the things here that we cannot bury our heads and assume is the fact that the discussion about tribalism. I think we are taking a very dangerous wing. When you see Kiraitu Murungi complaining, Kiraitu Murungi is a senior politician from Meru. And to my end, I think there could have been discussions by Meru professionals or politicians from Meru asking the president that what is in it for us. And probably there are more appointments that maybe Kenyans expect before Christmas. I can tell you, if the law would allow, in fact, the 2010 constitution that capped cabinet at 22, that was a very good move, because if the law would be allowing the president to have even 30 members in cabinet, we'll be having all that. Now, something that we were trying to undo in the past of trimming the wage bill is bouncing back, because we are even employing more advisors, and then even, and this is even ballooning the wage bill. So the conversation here, the question by Kiraitu Murungi is very critical, because number one, if Meru feel sidelined, that the other side of Mount Kenya have been absorbed, then it only shows that Kithure Kindiki is not a leg there, or Kithure Kindiki, who comes from that side, did not have a say when the president was making those appointments. And so, what is the danger of taking tribalism in 2027 politics? I can tell you this. What Kiraitu Murungi is actually raising, the discussion of this tribe has been left out and this tribe is in government, that discussion is something that William Ruto preempted. It's not an accident. It is not something that he didn't see. He saw that coming, and probably the fellows that said we want to change the narrative from individuals, from tribes to issues, they're just going back to tribal. I think the president would want the country to think more about their tribal representation in government, because that is the tool he wants to use to consolidate power in 2027. When you talk about the bottom up cannot be brought back, because it doesn't have, there is no template for it. So I think the fact that, and you can see, he will be willing bring several Kikuyus and several Luos in government, so that that tribal discussion is there. I saw a cartoon, someone have raised a cartoon saying that he can't have the lake and the mountain at the same time, that is going to lose both. Now let me say this. There is a danger of taking ethnic profiles, or rather the danger of tribalism in 2027 election. It's a very dangerous tool, and I just feel that the masses must understand that that is the architecture of the political elites. I agree with those who say that William Ruto, Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, all these fellows are political cousins. Someone was saying that all these fellows are political cousins. I agree with that, because when their interests can converge, they will take the community shield behind them and go there and say, you know, we've agreed is in the interest of the country, but in real sense, it's in their own interest. I am seeing a danger ahead. The danger of taking tribalism in 2027 presidential election. Number one, we are making our politics a do or die. Now that if you look at the list that has come out, Meru is raising a voice, and Kamba is yet to speak. You know, Mutusa is the person that led impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So Kambas are yet to raise a voice. There are other tiny small communities. Kisii is yet to raise a voice. They got the deputy governor position of CBK. And James, Mijikenda, Giriama, I'm currently in Giriama land. You know, Kaya, if we are going to take that direction, we are going to make our politics do or die. And I want to give you a good example. If you make people to understand that it can only work for us when my person is there, you're making it look like if I fail in this election, if my person is not elected, then I am not part of it. And that is making our politics highly volatile. Uhuru tried curing it through the BBI. It collapsed. I think William Ruto is, to me, someone might ask, is he curing it? Is he bringing out the tribes? No. We are taking a dangerous turn. The second one is the fact that if we are going to have a divisive country, if, sometimes decision making, if the president is setting the precedents of tribalism, it will cascade downwards. I can tell you so many other communities will be impoverished, will be in poverty because of that trickle down effect. If the president is picking from 2 or 3 tribes, then we have police recruitment, the same direction it will take. They'll be taking this to that tribe. When there is an employment in the ministry, it will be what's your name first, is your person there or there. Now, with all that, we are going to create a society, we are going to plant a virus that we will not be able to remove amongst us. The trickle down effect of tribalism is very dangerous. Even in schools, even in our institutions, people will start looking at another person in terms of tribes. And I think it is not something very, very important. And that is why such podcasts are very important. It is keen for the masses to understand that the sense of belonging in a government does not really come because the person has been appointed, that person has been appointed or brought there. Because you need to remember, I do like using my example. I come from Siaya County. In Siaya County, we go to one cabinet slot, Opiyo. And after getting Opiyo, I cannot go to Siaya now and tell you, or in my village and tell you that this is now working because we got Wandai. That is not how the government software works. So the public needs to see through that and say that this is not going to work and this one is going to work. The other issue is this: patriotism. How will we achieve patriotism if by all means I am not in it? I am not taking it. It is a very dangerous part that really, really has to be observed. The other issue is government projects. I can tell you, and sometimes, there was sometimes back that people said that when we create these demigods of the tribal heads, and we want to, so you want to go and take a project somewhere, you don't have representation. Remember, these are the people that are even dividing the resources. These are the fellows that are dividing the cake. If your person is not in the table where the cake is being divided, other areas are going to remain behind. And that is the danger of taking that tribalism card. When we mainstream tribalism, so that we go back to tyranny of numbers, the politics of tribe A mixing with the tribe B so that they can beat a coalition of tribe C and tribe B, looking at the mathematical advantage that each block can have, we are sliding back to something that this country did not need to go. So even as we have this discussion, even as we look at what the president is doing, we must be objective and keen enough to realize that we don't lose the ball. Thank you.
Welcome to the Bold Analysis. Thank you guys. I'm back. Team Bold Network. Asanteni sana. I'm back to Watamu. This is Edison.
Yeah.
And Harrison.
Harrison.
Yes, so I'm just going to give all of them, both of them, to acknowledge the work we have done. They're going to give so much of what we're going to do apart from the house. This was the model of the wheelchair that we are doing. So this has already been brought. This is the first one. So pale wanaweka hizi vitu za kukando inaekwa. So ya hii iko somewhere there. This is the model wheelchair, the ones that we are designing. So after they're done with this, then another one is going to be brought. But already they have these ones. Now, Harrison, tuambie mambo nyumba imefika aje Na umekuwa namna gani?
The house is completed, but still they work hard. They work to make sure they paint the house inside, and then we say thank you for the supporters, for supporting us to make us the house. Nashukuru Mungu sana kwa hii nyumba ambayo mmenisaidia kujenga. Tulikuwa hatuna mahali kwa kulala na kuishi, lakini tunashukuru kwa msaada ambao mmetufanyia. Yani tunashukuru, mmejengwa. Sasa bado mafuta naendelea tu kupaka rangi humo ndani, yani kupaka rangi humo ndani kumalizia hiyo nyumba. Alafu pia tunaomba msaada wa choo, yani choo tuchimbie pia hiyo choo, manake tutashukuru sana kwa huo msaada yani.
So guys, this issue of the choo, there's already a toilet here, but it's a very filthy state, and kwa sababu wao hawezi scroll through, we have already discussed with them. They are going to point out where we can do the chore. So immediately after Christmas, that is the next thing we will come back here to do. Josh is doing the work. Josh, tuambie nyumba umefikisha wapi bana? Umechukua muda sana, but tuambie umefikisha wapi and what is remaining.
Okay, thank you. My name is Joshua. Nimekuwa nikisimama hapa kusimamia hii ujenzi. Nashukuru sana for the support. By now, if you see the outside, we have painted, and now we are going on to accomplish the inside part of the house. And the only thing that the main only thing that is remaining is just to paint the inside. And after
plaster.
Yes, plaster we have finished. Only small finishing we are doing there. And the only thing that is remaining, the main thing is to paint the inside, so that the house can at least shine. So I'm also appreciating so much for your support, and may God bless you for supporting the two brothers who could not afford to have their own house, and now at least they are well relieved. And thank you very much for this organization. I'm so much pleasant, and I'm so much comfortable and happy for your support. Thank you very much.
You're going to do cash transfer. Yeah, Edison, yeah, umesema biashara ni ya?
Ya kuuza njugu.
Kuuza njugu. So you're going to support that, kuuza njugu. And yako ni ya?
Yangu ni ya kuuza ice cream. Yes, ice cream.